Hello and welcome to a very somber edition of Brett's Bets, produced by Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers. I am your host, Brandon Silvers. As you know, this is where we pick winners in a handful of college football matchups each week to prove our expertise. We use gambling spreads and terminology, but we do not condone gambling, particularly if it's not legal where you live, because you're not built for prison, we're not either. This is for entertainment only. As we all saw last week, my dear co-host lost his life in a tragic gambling-related incident. I've just come back from a memorial service at the exact same shower where it all happened. If it's all right with you, I'd like to say a few words. My dearly departed co-host was a man who was so good at picking games that we had to hide his identity. Bookies, college football experts, everybody was out to get him because he simply knew too much. I never knew his identity, but he did have several aliases. That's right. He was known as the Spartanburg Spread Beater, aka the Irmo Earner, aka the Columbia Coverer, aka the Florence Forecaster, aka the Atlanta Assassin with the sniper sight trained right on your bookie's chest. He was originally from Landrum, aka L-Town, but he's not taking any L's this week because he's dead. So anyways, let's pick up right where we left off. Game number 1 is number 18 Oklahoma State trying to bounce back from a blowout loss last week, taking on 5-3 Kansas. The Cowboys are favored by 1.5. This game is Saturday at 3:30 on FS1. Not really sure what to do about the pick. The farmhouse baby is here, but she cannot talk. Kobe from Beyond the Bark is here as well. However, he only does NFL games.
Sorry.
Moneyline Mike is not here as he had to return a pair of fishing waders. So I really don't know what to do. I'm guessing that we can just... Wait. Do you hear that? No, it can't be. It is. By God, that's the expert's music.
Mike Gundy. Last week, I picked your Oklahoma State Cowboys because you were 13-2 in a small spread game on the road. And what did I get? An apocalyptic Armageddon, but not on the side I expected. As I lay bleeding out in that shower, and then burning in hell, I plotted your revenge, Mike Gundy. But Satan convinced me to give you one final chance to redeem yourself. You're in the same position this week. 1.5 favorite on the road at Kansas. Will you redeem yourself? Or will I take your soul? You've got no excuses. When I was burning in hell, I saw someone who had been there even longer than I had. Kansas. After a 5-0 start, they've lost 3 in a row. They're dead and buried with a backup quarterback. You've got no excuse, Gundy. Redeem yourself or burn in hell.
What an incredible return. Glad to have you back. So I've got a pretty good idea of why you were in hell, but I'm unclear as to why Kansas was there. But anyways, moving on. Game number 2. Number 24 Texas taking on number 13 Kansas State this Saturday at 7 o'clock on FS1. Mr. Expert, what are you thinking on that one? Holy shit, Stone Cold Steve Austin, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Mr. Cold Stone, what are you thinking?
All right. Let me tell you something right now. The Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, is always going with the boys from Austin, University of Texas. Coming off a bye, virtual must-win game for the Longhorns. The way to beat Texas is through the air. Well, Kansas State quarterbacks, they ain't run first, they're run only. 120th in the nation in passing offense. And hell, both of them's hurt. Texas can run the ball, Texas can throw the ball. They're better than their record indicates. Hook 'em Horns, Texas Longhorns, unranked favorite on the road. And lest we forget, we talk every week about teams shooting their load. Well, you want to see a load get shot. You look last week at what Kansas State did to that poor Mike Gundy. Shut them out. Shot the load. It's gone. Hook 'em Horns, Texas.
Wow, real shame what happened to Mike Gundy. Thank God he's a man. He's 40, so he could probably take it. All right, so I'm picking up on a theme here, so let's see who we've got next. Is that Razor Ramon? Welcome to Brett's Bets. Thank you for your help. Game number 3, 4-5 BYU taking on the 6-2 Boise State Broncos this Saturday at 7 on FS2, which is a real station apparently. Boise State favored by 7.5. Mr. Ramon, what are you thinking about this one?
Hey, yo. Now let me ask you a question. Who here came to see the BYU Cougars? Okay. And who here came to see the Boise State Broncos? Survey says one more for the good guys. We're going Boise State minus 7.5. It's simple. They fired their offensive coordinator mid-season. Why can't everybody just do that? And they've run it down teams' throats every week since. And if you followed us on here, we've told you week after week, BYU cannot stop the run. Plus, Mormons don't let you drink. So we're going Boise State minus 7.5 over BYU.
All right, Mr. Ramon, thank you very much for your help. All right, it's time for our game of the week. This is the Rock Eyebrow Pick of the Week. All right, so this is a fantastic one, folks. We've got number 2, Tennessee, taking on number 1, Georgia, Saturday, 3:30, CBS. Georgia favored by 8 points. Who do we have helping out with the pick of the week? 2001 Space Odyssey licensing is expensive, but here we are. Holy shit, Ric Flair, Nature Boy himself. What are you thinking about this game, Rick?
Woo! This is a tough one to call, but the 16-time champion of the world does not shy away from the tough games. We've got number 2, Tennessee, going to number 1, Georgia. This is not the game of the week. This is the game of the year. Woo! Only the second time in the college football playoff era have we had number 1 versus number 2 in the regular season. Woo! And Brandon, let me tell you, I used to say, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. In Georgia, well, they're the man. But no more. Tennessee +8 is the pick. Georgia has a very narrow path to cover this 8-point spread, let me tell you. They've got to play good defense against that high-tempo Tennessee offense. They've got to be able to run the ball. They've got to have Stetson Bennett complete some big passes against that Tennessee secondary. Well, let me tell you, Stetson, I don't trust you. I have spent more money in spilt liquor than you'll ever make in your lifetime playing football. Woo! You will be selling Kias in Blackshear, Georgia, and I'll still be riding in limousines because I'm a jet-flying, wheeling-dealing, kiss-stealing son of a gun. Tennessee, getting all them points. They've got 4 paths to victory, just like a figure 4 leg lock, just like the 4 horsemen. Woo! Tennessee can stop Georgia's run. We know they can score at will in a shootout. We know they can pressure the quarterback. And look, after last week, Brandon, after what they did to Will Levis, the #1 pick in the draft, I think they can stop the pass through the air. Woo! And look, if worse comes to worse, in Athens, the back door is wide open. Tennessee with that offense getting 8 points, slipped right in the back door. Woo! Josh Heupel, give me the balls, give me Tennessee. Woo!
So there you have it, Tennessee +8. If they didn't shoot their load against Alabama, then they're ripe to get in the back door. All right, so this has been another week of Brett's Bets on behalf of The Undertaker, Razor Ramon, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Brett, and the expert. I am Brandon Silvers, and we will catch you next week.